Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Friday, July 24th, 2026. I am filming this on Friday because I will be at a baby shower all afternoon tomorrow on Saturday, which is my usual filming day. It's been a few weeks, and that's because of my work schedule. I had a couple of Saturday trainings and a Sunday training in a row, and then we left for our resident camp. So I was there last week. I got back late afternoon on Saturday, and I took lots of naps on Sunday. So glad to be home. It was a wonderful week at camp. We sent no kids home. Everybody had a great time. It was just a really nice week. So that is behind me for the year, and from the time I got home, my busy schedule with work is done. So we still are running day camps, so I'm still kind of semi-responsible for those in part, but for the most part I'm ready to kind of just chill until it's vacation time in a few weeks, and then get right into preparing for our pumpkin patch. So it's been, I did no stitching last week because I was up at camp. I took stitching with me the year before, and I was too exhausted to stitch, so I did not even attempt to bring anything this week. I probably could have, because on a Friday it's all camp day and the kids' water activities in the meadow, which is just like a big grassy field, and I was the only one in the office because my counterparts were doing counselor and training evaluations, so I really could have probably stitched, but I shopped instead. Like I have money. Anyway, so in the last couple, well, when I was stitching in the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, I have one tiny little finish, 2 tiny starts, and progress on a bunch of other things. So let's go ahead and get in, and I would like to start with my finish. I had pulled this out to show in the whip parade, and as I'm explaining the whip parade, what I was doing and why I was doing it, I'm like, these are so easy and so small, why are you dragging your feet? So I went ahead and pulled them out. 12 Monthly Minis by Primrose Cottage. And I was on May. Which is this one right here. And now I'm working on June, which is this one. I am stitching mine on 32 count Buttermilk Lugana by Live and Dye LA. I really am liking this fabric a lot. Here's my board. I tried to get out here to clean where my board is this week, and it's too hot, and the dog needs to be with me, and I tried, and then I gave up. So we'll try it again another day. Okay, well, I don't know where my board is, which is odd. I can't just get up and walk out. So we'll do it this way, just to give me a little support here. So I finished May and I started June, and almost got a finish. wasn't midnight, I probably would have had that finished. For this series, I go through all DMC. I go through my DMC stash to look and see what I have, and if I don't have something, then I pick something that's comparable that looks good with the colors that I do have. I hope that this is not meaning I'm going to be on the struggle bus all day today. That would be unfortunate. So, finish, new start. Really, really pretty. So I have January through May done now. I was able to kit up the last months that I have to do, so everything is kitted, ready to go. So all I need to do is just pull it out and work on it. I worked on this. I actually binge watched this week. I was off this week. My boss is pretty firm on if you work a day that you're off, that you take another day off later, like in that week. So I basically worked like 15 days straight, so I wound up taking this week off. So I got a lot of things done I wanted to work on bluebirdneedlework.com, and I did. And I'm really proud of myself for moving that forward and getting the tasks done that have been kind of looming for a while. But when I was sewing project bags, I started binge watching Anne of Green Gables, and I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I started watching it, and the first episode I'm like, oh, I'm kind of bored. But I was too lazy to change the channel. I was busy sewing or whatever. I binge watched 3 seasons in 2 days. Yeah. It's good. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I got invested in the characters, and I was so sad when I was all done with it. Okay, my next new start, I started yesterday, and this is in a project bag made by me, and this is the new bag bling, kind of a Halloween theme. This is what the back looks like. I did put this for mine so I could tell which one was mine. And the lining fabric on this one is this cute little fabric here. So someone had asked, will I ever make project bags out of Teresa Kogut? And the answer is yes. I also have some more Halloween fabric and some Christmas fabric. So briefly, I will just say that these are listed in my shop right now, as are these charms. The enamel charms will be different on each one, but you'll still get 3 enamel Halloween charms, the glass candy corn, and then all of the blingy things on the zipper pull are the same. But I love the way that this looks all complete and together. And so what I did is I started this kit that I got last year for either my birthday or Christmas. I cannot remember. But I have been thinking about it, and every time I go through my kitted projects, I'm like, I need to start that. And it's one of those where it's a ton of half cross stitches, so really I only worked on this about, well, I I started it, and then my sister called and we talked for 2 hours. And then when we got off the phone, I wound up staying up until midnight, and I wound up getting everything stitched kind of in. I got a good chunk done. It came with everything you needed. It came, I think I ordered it through the Stitchery. So it came with all the floss that you need on this card, which was handy. It came with 14 count Aida and a needle. I did not want to do it on the Aida. I really like this color a lot, so I'm going to keep the Aida because I think it'll be good for another project, but in the future. But I did not want mine to be that big. Oh, excuse me. So I pulled out um, 40 count Praline by Forbidden Fiber, and I really like this color a lot. And this is my start. So over here starts a leaf, and the lantern starts building up right about here. So I'm really, I mean, for only really stitching on it a couple of hours, that's how much I got done. I think it's going to look great on this fabric when it's all said and done. I mean, the colors are going to look really pretty. So I started this while I was watching a new Netflix documentary on somebody here in Southern California that accused his ex-girlfriend of stalking his new wife. Let me see if I can find the name of it. It's really, and that's part of the reason why I stayed up so late. It was like I could not stop watching it. A Toxic Love Story. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but just when you think they have figured it out, there's a twist. And you didn't see it coming. And I don't recall it's local newscasters on news stations that I watch, and I don't recall this story. But I had tiny children, so I didn't watch a lot of news, and if I did, I probably wasn't paying attention that much. So it was a very, very interesting docuseries. So if you like that true crime kind of stuff, then go check it out. I think you might like it. Okay. Bound and determined to get monthly weigh-in June completed before the end of summer. I am making progress. I am stitching this one on the called for, which is 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. And here is where I'm at. I am short one stitch here, which makes this one stitch narrower, and I just kind of decided I don't care. I'm moving forward because this has been out long enough. But I went ahead and I basically worked on the jar and filling in the strawberries here. So I feel like for the time that I stitched on it, I pulled this out when I had a little bit of a stuffy, like, sinus issue, and so I pulled this out just because it would be easy for me to see and quick to stitch. And I'm glad that I did. So we are getting closer to the finish line on that one. The name is already stitched, ready to go. I would like to get this done so I can move on to the next one. This is another one that I pulled out based on the Whip Parade. It kind of, brought it back to the forefront, and this is Birds of Happiness by JBW Design. It is such a sweet little sampler. This one I am stitching on Legionnaire 36 count Legionnaire Latte by R&R. And here's where I'm at. So I don't feel like I got a ton done. I finished this motif, which I just had the green done. I did have to pull out one of those branches, and then I started the leaf up here, and that's pretty much all I got done on this. And it's not that it doesn't stitch up quickly, I think I was just tired. I didn't have a lot of time on whichever day I pulled this out. I was either prepping for camp and exhausted, or I was just home from camp and exhausted. I was watching one of Nicole Spore's videos, Flosstubes, and she had started this one, and I thought, oh yeah, I have that one too. I need to pull that out and work on it. So Liberty by With Thy Needle and Thread. I'm stitching this one on 40 count Soda Bread by Wabi Sabi. And here is my progress. So the only thing I have left to do on the house is the windows and the window panes. But other than that, the house is done, and that's what I accomplished. So I think I need to pull this one out again. When I start working on the windows, I'm also going to come up here and add the white here, and there's some white down and through here that I will add. But I would like to get this on a page finish fairly quickly, so I will probably pull it out again soon. I just enjoy her charts. There's just something about them that is very enjoyable to me, and a lot of people. Okay, my Sunday sampler got quite a bit of attention on this past Sunday. So I am working on Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. Now, for those of you that are new, I do 3 things on the weekends. I do a Friday focus, where I take a piece that's a small piece that is at least 50% or more complete, and I work on it until it's completed, and that helps me get a lot of those smaller projects through the finish line. I have Star Wars Saturday, which is a day that I work on this gigantic, it's not quite full coverage, but it might as well be full coverage, Star Wars piece for my husband, that I hope that I will finish before I die. So I know it sounds morbid, but honestly, it's huge. And then this is my Sunday sampler. So much like the Friday Focus, I thought, well, let's try it with sampler pieces, because I've got quite a few samplers out, but or not completed, and I do want to get them across the finish line. So that's what I do. So here I am. And what I worked on was the little town down here. So I finished 3 houses. I added the 1 tree, and I started this tree over here on that side. And believe it or not, it took a minute to get it done. I had to rip out some of this house because I was off. So I really just kind of slowed down, and I took my time so that I wouldn't have to rip out anything again, because I had already had to rip out this cat and part of this house, and I was frustrated. So I will take it slow and steady to finish that, the houses, and then I can move up, and it should go a little quicker once I get done with the houses. And the houses, I just have this one left to do and 2 trees, and I should be done. So I really would love to see this across the finish line. I mean, if I could get it done before Halloween, that would be fantastic, but even if I could just get it done by the end of the year, that would be a win for me. Okay, I think this is my Friday Focus. I had to pick a new one, and I think I chose this one. Also, with a needle and thread, the Summer Trio. I have this one completed, and it's in a bowl, a milk glass bowl in my living room, and now I'm working on the bird. And I figured if I get the bird done, then I can get that one made up, and then this one should go by pretty quickly too. So I really want to focus on this. I chose a fun fabric, something a little different. I chose 36 count Zion Sunset. I think this is a count on linens through Etsy. All the called for. This is my edging for the pillow. And here's where I'm at. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to work through the strand, the color that is on my needle. So that's why I kind of jumped around a little bit. So I'll have to come back down here and add the flowers and add the flower here, and then I can move on to finish it up. It's really close. I wasn't going to pull this out today to work on it this evening, and I think I will. Before I went to camp, I pulled out the Boardwalk series. I'm working on the Surf Shop. I am doing this all in one really long piece, and I got off to a really odd start on this one. I am stitching this on the called for, which is, I believe, 32 count Star Sapphire Linen by Witchell. When I picked this up, I thought, oh, I'm so much further along on this. I had the boardwalk done, but it was incorrect. So I ripped most of that out, and I had I had to add in the blue, and then when I got done, I realized I didn't have the dark blue of the water done on this side. So what I did when I sat down is I just finished the boardwalk and I finished the water all the way across. So it doesn't look like a whole lot, but it really was a ton of stitching, and I am so glad that that is done because it was a little bit of a chore. And now I can focus on adding the fun stuff. So the house, the birds, the surfboard, the little guy, the bunting. So happy. It's gonna be pretty long. I would like to have this framed, and I want to put it up there above one of my windows. I think there's enough room. Been working on this for a while, so I want to get it done. Oh, Gunner, lay down. I know. You're a good boy. You're gonna lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Come on. Down. Down. Okay, this next piece, I don't have a photo of it, so I can't show you, but it came out of the 2024 Happiness is Homemade Nashville Needlework Market Cookbook. I want to make that pound cake. That looks delicious. I'm stitching the Teresa Kogut submission, and this I'm stitching it on 36 count Patriots Brew with the called for flosses. If I stitch on 36 count or 40 count, or the equivalent in Aida, which I don't do very often, I'm stitching one strand of floss over 2 linen threads or 1 Aida square. If I'm stitching on 32 count or smaller number, bigger count, then I'm stitching 2 strands of floss over 2 linen threads or 1 Aida square. This, because it's 36 count, is 1 strand of floss over 2 linen threads, and I'm really close to a finish. I am going to change this. I'm probably going to make it a 6 now instead of a 5. I don't really care for that 5. So I have a strawberry to add here and some strawberry blossoms off of here, and then here it says stitch on and then a spool of thread, and then it is done. So it's very close to a finish. I think I'm going to frame this one. I was at Hobby Lobby this morning and I was looking at their frames just to kind of get an idea, and I think I'm going to frame it just in a inexpensive frame. I think the measurements will work out. I'll have to figure that all out when I get a little closer. This I think works out to be just under 3 inches wide by just under 4 inches tall. So maybe a 4x6 might work. I mean, it will work. It's got extra space on it in one direction, but so that one's done. That one could also be a Friday focus. Another piece that I pulled out because of my whip parade, the Polar Plunge series. And I picked Whale Hello there as my next option, or my next stitch. I'm stitching mine not on the called for. I'm stitching it on 40 count, no, I'm sorry, 32 count Frozen Fractals by Fabrics by Stephanie. She also did a 36 count, I'm sorry, 32 count Polar Plunge, but it's a little more on the blue side. And when I finish it, on the pieces, I am going to put paper behind there, but I don't have a blue. I have an aqua that I think will look really pretty with it. So that is why I went with Frozen Fractals, because when I brought the paper down and held it up against both of those linens, I liked Frozen Fractals better. So that's why I went that route. And so here's where I'm at. I've got the walrus and the polar bear done and the whale. This, believe it or not, is actually working up pretty quickly. This may go with me on vacation just so I could finish this one. I would love to get this finished. The whole series finished, and you know, do whatever it is I'm going to do with them. They may be ornaments for the tree. They may be ornaments out here hanging on a garland. I think that's what I originally thought I would do. So we'll just have to wait and see when I get it done what I feel like. This is a really pretty piece of linen. Last but not least, America 250 by Plum Street Samplers. I bought this through the Attic when it first was released as a kit with the fabric that they sent me, and I asked for the silk conversion. If you've never stitched with silk, I encourage you to do so, but beware, you will probably fall in love with it, and it's a pricier floss. Here's where I'm at. So I believe I finished these and I started this one here, and then I came down and I started working on the 1776 to 2026 because I wanted to start working here to come down because I'm off here, and I thought if I jump off into what's here off of this, everything else will be off. So I came up to where I knew it was correct, and I'm starting down here, and then from that point forward I can jump off to the left instead of jumping off to the right. So that's my thought. Hopefully it'll work, because I messed up probably somewhere in here and I don't want to rip this whole thing out. The fabric that they sent me is, what is it? "40 Count Salt Bush" by Fox and Rabbit. So it's gorgeous. Not quite khaki, like a gray tan, maybe more gray than tan. It's just really, really pretty, and these colors are just popping off of it, and it's fantastic. I want to show you, when you get the silks, they pull from different lines when they're doing their conversions. And I think I watched one of the videos, and Gum Nuts is silk is no longer in business. But Dinky Dyes comes to you like this. This is NPI. This is Gumnut. This is Belsois. So they all come in a different packaging. So I thought, well, how am I going to do it? The Belsois, I'm going to leave on the cards, no big deal. But what I did is I put these on floss drops, and then I did a label. Can you see that? So that is Dinky Dyes, and the color is the Kimberly. This one is NPI, color 242. This one is Gumnut 489. So I really like this setup because then I can pull them out of their skeins when I'm ready to start working with them, and then I can hang them so that they'll be nice and relaxed, and that's kind of how I store my other flosses anyway, so it makes sense. So that is how I decided to start working with my flosses. I was struggling with the NPIs, and I was struggling with the Dinky Dyes because you can't keep them on those little itty bitty tags. At least I couldn't figure out how to do that. So this is the solution I came up with, and I really like it. Okay. I want to show you quickly another project bag that I have finished. I can't remember if I showed this before, so if I did, you'll forgive me. But I also wanted to show the bag bling that I have with it too, because I can't remember if I showed this when I got it done or if it was the last video I did for bluebirdneedlework.com. If you're new, I opened up a needlework shop, bluebirdneedlework.com. I keep the videos separate because they were getting very, very long, and I'm not selling at this point in time out of the country. So I didn't like the length of the video, and people were saying, can you put timestamps in or separate them out? And I had already been thinking about separating them out, so that's why. But this gorgeous lemon bag, this one's mine. I added a Sweetwater label to the back so that I would know that it's mine. And then this is the bling. Let's see if I can get it up here where you can see it a little better. The charmed bag bling. I love it so much. Oy. So many enamel charms. I don't know if you can see, that is like a little rhinestone lemon. An acrylic lemon. I just love it. It's so cute. I'm so pleased with the set. Sold separately, but really, really fun, and listed in the shop. Okay, haul. While I was gone, my Color and Cotton linen came in. I am doing their Color Wheel Club green is the color, so I'm thinking we're getting shades of green, and I did a 40 count and a 36 count. I am not sure if I will continue with both counts moving forward, but I do think I want to continue with the Color Club because I am enjoying it. So this is sweet pea in 40 count and sweet pea in 36. They are very, very, very close in color. So I will just pull out the 40 count. But this green is perfect. I will try to remember when I'm editing the video to hop on her website and see if she still has openings for this club. I really want to join one of her neutrals clubs, but I don't think there's availability. But I am enjoying this. I did want to add color. I don't feel like I have enough. I have a lot of blue. And honestly, I do have quite a bit of green. But I really wanted to kind of try this out. So I'm not sure where she started on the rainbow, but I'm hoping I can catch most of this. I have a feeling I missed the blues though, maybe. I mean, maybe I missed the reds and the pinks. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So those came in. The Lady of the Flag and Queen of Freedom, Mirabilia, charts actually had beads, and the beads were on back order for a very long time. Well, they finally came in, so they got sent to me. So now I can add these to those projects, and I can start looking for fabric and maybe start it. This one I would absolutely love to do on the We the People. So I may go on and try to find that fabric and see if I can get it in a smaller count, because I don't want these to be ginormous. I really am limited on wall space in my house. I mean, I could take things down, but the things that I have up I really like, so I'm not quite sure I want that to be giant. And then the Queen of Freedom, her beads came in. And these are big chunky beads, so I'm really kind of interested to see how that one goes. That one will probably have, because of the thickness of those beads, it'll probably have to go into like a shadow box type frame. But I love both of these. I do want to stitch them. I'm not sure when that's going to start. And then at Hobby Lobby, you know, it's a very dangerous place for me to go. And I'm really proud of myself today. I went to go find, I wanted to go and pick up a gift bag for the baby shower gift that I have for tomorrow's shower. And I needed floss for the Teresa Kogut tomato ornament, I think. And I think that's from June, maybe July, because I do want to start that one too pretty soon. So I was missing a couple DMCs, and I thought, okay, I'll grab the DMC, I'll pick that up. And then I realized I am almost out of white thread for sewing, so I picked up a couple spools of that, and then I picked up a heavy duty spool of white for finishing. And then I'm really, really proud of myself because, of course, they've got their fall stuff out, and they're starting to put their Christmas stuff out, and things that I have been wanting and looking for to put in my bookcases in my living room, I found. I did not buy them. I am so proud of myself. And part of the reason I didn't buy them is my anniversary is a week from Friday, on the 31st. And, well, I think that's next week. Ooh, I should... Is that next week? It's next Friday. A week from today. I should probably think about that. And my birthday's coming up in August, so I thought, well, maybe I can ask for some Hobby Lobby gift cards and treat myself to those things that I was like, so I was really proud of myself. But what I could not pass up was this trim. It's a rope trim with, I'm going to just take this off because I'm going to get into it anyways. It's 30 yards, 30 feet. But it's a plaid fabric and like a woven brown fabric. And I think it's going to look fantastic on fall finishes, particularly fall and Thanksgiving. $40 off, I believe, $5.99. So if you're interested, here's the information on the back. So well worth going over my intended budget. Then I came across these. I have, sorry, it's going to be very loud. I have two, I actually have 3 tiered trays, but 2 I really focus on decorating. And I really do like these. I don't like that they're plastic with the twine wrapped around it, but for what I'm going to use it for, I don't really care. I like the fall colors. I think they'll look really cute kind of tucked into my tier tray or into a dough bowl, just as color and that fall theme. And they were $6.99 and they were 40% off, so I picked up that. And I think that's all that I got. My frame did come in for Simple Life, and I have not worked on that yet. I will work on it at some point this weekend, and I'll have it for you for the next video. Part of my reason is I measured correctly but typed in again the wrong measurements. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and frame it, and it's going to be a little more space on the top or the bottom or either side, depending. I can't remember how I oriented it, just to get it framed and get it up on a wall. I won't finish the back off just yet. And then I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to order the frame again, this time with the correct measurements, because that does bother me a little bit, although I see a ton of people who do it and I never think anything about it. Actually, what I think is, oh, that doesn't look bad. I should remember that, and I should let myself do that. But I struggle because I like things fairly symmetrical, or in groups of 3 when you're decorating. So I really don't know. That is what I'm thinking as of right now. And then I can keep that frame and use it like Kim Goldman from Contented Needleworker. Kim, she swaps her projects out of frames all the time, which I admire, because that really opens up your possibilities of auditioning frames and stitching something else up and using what you have and moving things around. So I'm gonna give it a shot and we'll see what happens. Also, I like the frame. It's not really what I had in mind. So I went online too, and I looked for local framers, and there is one that is in my mom's neighborhood. And so I thought I might give her a try. I know I'll be spending more than if I go through Art to Frame, But maybe with her just making the frame and me framing it myself, maybe that wouldn't be as much. So I need to kind of explore her shop and kind of try her out. Of course, the other thing I could do is take it to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, have them make me the frame, and then come home and frame it myself. I actually don't mind framing it myself. I prefer to do that because when I have gotten things back from, particularly my Michaels, they are not framed well. They're crooked, or they're up too high, they're not centered in the frame. I have a Halloween piece that they did for me, and I love the frame. My husband picked it out, and it's a nice wide frame, so it's a good shelf sitting frame, and it doesn't need to be supported on anything, but it bothers me because it's thicker on the bottom, more space on the bottom than there is on the top. I'm even debating on taking that apart and looking at it, but it's Halloween. Do I really even care? I'm not sure I do. So, all that to say, that piece will be framed and it will come to you probably next week. Okay, if you haven't done so already, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. Be sure to share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments. I love to read the comments. They are a bright spot in my day. The channel is growing ever so slightly, so by subscribing, that really helps us to get out there and to have more floss tubers check out our content. This week coming up, I reemerge back into the real world of work, and then I have a work training all day on a Saturday, August 8th, and then we go on vacation on the 22nd, so which is my birthday. So I am I'm winding down summer. I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. This week has been a little bit of heaven. I'm really glad I took the whole week and used a little bit of vacation time, because I really do think I needed it. And so that is it. This week coming up, I do plan on doing some sewing today and doing some stitching tonight. So we'll have more project bags coming into the shop. Halloween project bags are listed right now, as well as the Halloween bag bling and another everyday project bag, a coral and pinkish poppy pattern, really cute. So if you're interested and want to go check that out, please feel free to do so. It's bluebirdneedlework.com. And that's it for me. Have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Stay cool, stay safe. Until next time, happy stitching. Bye.